Hello everyone, I'm Raven from Raven Comics. Today we'll look at a story where Superman lost his powers, and to regain them, he had to act like Batman. We start with Batman and Superman. One hates Metropolis, all that nightmarish modern art, bright lights, and rounded corners. It's impossible to hook a cable onto those sleek skyscrapers. But every time he's in Metropolis at night on business, Clark insists on covering up in Gotham and asks him to do the same for him. It's a headache. The other isn't too happy about Gotham. It's like someone built a nightmare out of metal and stone. You can't see through the lead in these old buildings. He believes it's a benefit to experience things from Bruce's perspective time and time again. Once in a while, it's good to change cities. It's good exercise. Batman mentions that street crime is not an issue in Metropolis. It's the Brainiacs, Luthors, the giant fantasy monsters destroying everything in their path. The world conquerors. That's what Clark deals with. Meanwhile, the Bat faces a different kind of crime. Robberies, assaults, arson. Not even Superman with his super speed can stop all the crime in Gotham. So many things to do, and so little time. At least Gordon always seems happy to see the Man of Steel. No wonder Bruce thinks the world is so dark. He never has time to rest. Metropolis still has its share of scum. It's always a pleasure for Batman to surprise them. But a very busy night in Metropolis is a very calm one compared to Gotham. It doesn't surprise him that Superman is always in a good mood because of it. A visit to Batman in Metropolis must be a form of rest. Later, we are at an antique expo. Clark Kent interviews Bruce Wayne. It's nice that he lent his private collection to the museum. Bruce didn't even know he owned half of these things. His butler was the one who responded to the museum's requests. But he enjoys being here. What can he say? He's bored of fighting. Clark can't believe it. He thought he was a man with an adventurous reputation. He'd love all those old swords and shields. Bruce tells him not to jump to conclusions. History is not his thing. He lives in the present. Let's say he finds it more stimulating. The interview ends for Bruce. There's something strange about that woman with white hair. That tattoo on her neck. It seems very familiar to him. He's seen it before. Bruce approaches her, still unable to understand how there were people who went to battle in a dress. The woman doesn't even blink, not just ignoring him. It's as if she's hypnotized. The woman calls him Cotter. Bruce tells her that's not his name, but fine, she can call him whatever she wants. Suddenly, something begins to happen to this woman. She falls to the ground. The Cotter brooch is finally hers. Soon her curse will be broken, and she'll finally be free. It was Silver Banshee controlling this woman. The girl belongs to her. For centuries, she's been cursed to wander from body to body. This is about to end. The magic of the brooch will fuse her with this perfect, young body forever. Superman arrives to the rescue and, with one blow, tells Banshee to step away. Silver Banshee emits a great scream that knocks the Man of Steel down. Something is wrong. He's received that scream dozens of times, but it never felt this strong. Banshee asks if he can feel it. Her power, her creation. Before Banshee finishes Superman off, Batman manages to arrive in time to stop her. Now he asks her to surrender. Banshee mocks him. To her, he's just a mortal man. A man without powers. And with a single scream, Batman is knocked down. The brooch belongs to her, with the power to get rid of that decaying box of a body and make the desires of her heart come true. With the little strength he has left, Superman tries to stop her, but it's useless. Batman was knocked down easily and is losing a lot of blood. These strange vapors. His head keeps screaming. How could this happen? How is it that the two of them lost when together? In the Batcave, Alfred checks on Batman. Heavy glass from the gallery is embedded in him. Many cartridges manage to penetrate the armor built to withstand close-range rounds. Banshee sounds like an extremely charming creature, but Alfred shares Bruce's version of the explanation. Magic is not a good substitute for stitches. Superman is amazed by Alfred. He is Bruce's surgeon, his engineer, his cook, and in many ways, he is the father he never had. He has had years to polish his separation, but seeing Bruce like this is something that hurts Superman. Alfred asks Superman to give his patient a quick X-ray check. For Superman, there is no problem. Well, yes there is. For some reason, his vision doesn't work. Instead, it just gave him a terrible headache. It's over. He can feel his X-ray vision is gone. Everything is useless. Bruce wakes up. He finds it odd that his friend is having these pains when he's never had them before. Alfred tells Bruce to be careful with the stitches. He only remembers Banshee's scream. He can still feel its echo, and for some reason, he feels fine. Just seconds ago, he was on a stretcher with glass embedded in his chest. But Bruce feels like he just woke up from a long sleep. It must be another one of Banshee's tricks. Clark tells him that his X-ray vision isn't working. Banshee never had this effect on him. This is something new. It almost feels like magic. Bruce asks to discuss that later. Right now, Banshee has a hostage. He needs Clark to return to Metropolis. Superman leaves. When needed, he can hear every sound in Metropolis at the same time. Every tire screeching, every intimate whisper, every fingernail on every chalkboard. It's not pleasant, but he can still do it even without X-ray or telescopic vision. He can't even feel the burn of his heat vision when he needs it. Suddenly, Superman starts falling from the heights. The Man of Steel was heading to Lois Lane's house, and losing his ability to fly, he crashes into her apartment. Meanwhile, Batman continues his search. No luck. No trace of the woman who was kidnapped. Not even a driver's license in the records. It's as if she never existed. So he does what he always does. He reaches a dead end. He goes to the streets to clear his mind. Then he hears it. Batman tells Robin to follow him. He hears them as if they were in the room with him. Robin asks to slow down. It's like he wants to race or something. Batman keeps listening. They're 10 blocks away. Now he sees them through 4 feet of old Gothic stone. He sees them all, and for a second, he believes he's still asleep on the stretcher and Alfred is waiting for him. That is, until Tim Drake brings him back. Batman tells him to go inside and deal with those idiots. What they're doing is smuggling an arsenal. They both go in to stop them from a mile away. And Batman was right. 6 idiots and an arsenal. Someone tells them to calm down. If Batman is here, then this is their chance to take him out. One of the guys on the ground tells him that what he's about to use is a rocket launcher. Batman knows there's only one of them standing when he hears the rocket fire. Then he hears everything in Gotham, every sound in it. The Bat can't focus with so much noise. He even falls to the ground. There's no escape for Batman. The rocket hits the mark. In the distance, Tim Drake can only watch. This has turned into chaos. The place where they are is burning with flames. The explosion also caused some damage to Robin, who can barely get up. There's something that surprises him. Batman is in front of him as if nothing had happened. In Metropolis, Superman emerges from the rubble to search for Lois Lane. She tells him she's fine, but what she doesn't understand is what happened to the Man of Steel. Someone arrives and speaks to Superman. This is Super Batman, who tells him they need to talk. Later on, we move with Batman, who begins experimenting with his new powers. First, he starts with his heat vision to target multiple objectives. You'll want to open your eyes as wide as you can. That burning behind your eyes is your heat vision trying to get out. So let it out. Arctic breath. Breathe and wait a second. Imagine your lungs turning to ice. Feel it and release it. For a hurricane blast, take a deep breath as deep as you can. Feel the storm grow inside. Now let it out. The longer you wait to exhale, the stronger it will be. Use everything we've practiced. Flight, strength, vision. Now put it all together so you can defeat your enemies. In the Fortress of Solitude, Superman teaches him how to fight against some robots. He destroys one of the last ones using heat vision. Batman regrets the robots. Superman tells him that there are many more where they came from. The fortress recycles the parts. Now he asks how the Bat feels. Batman says that since he woke up from Banshee's attack, since his powers were transferred, he's felt energized. He hasn't slept, eaten, or felt the need to do so. Someone new arrives and tells him that he's taking all the fun out of life. Tatana has arrived at the Fortress of Solitude to help them with the Silver Banshee issue. Batman asks if she had any luck finding her. Tatana tells him no. She spread the word with all her magical friends. But there's no trace of her. It's like she never existed. But she discovered a bit more about the brooch that she had stolen earlier. It first appeared centuries ago in Cotter Castle in Scotland. Maybe Batman can recognize the name Macbeth. That's right, the one with the witches, the cauldron, and the trouble. Batman wonders if Zatanna is telling him that the witches of Macbeth were real. Zatanna is telling him that every great story has a part of truth. It's rumored that the brooch grants its possessor the wishes of their heart. If Banshee was holding it when she was hit by her scream, it could mean the following. Superman, deep down, wishes to be human, and that's why he no longer has powers. In turn, Batman has always wanted to have them. and that's why he now possesses Superman's powers. Batman asks if she thinks that he and Superman would want this to happen. The Man of Steel is helpless now, and there are no signs that things will change. Tatana has to keep looking for her. She is the key to making everything return to normal. In the meantime, Batman must return to Gotham. The whole world needs Superman. The longer he's without his powers, the worse it will be for everyone. Batman flies away with red eyes. Tatana knows that the Bat doesn't trust her. She thought they had fixed things, but they still don't trust her. Superman tells her that it's nothing like that, but their lives have changed in the blink of an eye. Batman has to retreat. Meanwhile, in the Batcave, Tim comes down with Alfred and asks how his bike is. Alfred tells him the bike is like new, but it's its owner that worries him. He should still be resting from his injuries. Robin says he's fine and needs to get back. The motorcycle is the only thing that helps him stay active now that Bruce has new powers. Anyway, wherever he is, it's time to go. Alfred wishes he knew. Master Bruce has become more distant than usual. He believes he's been having trouble adjusting to his new powers. Although Alfred thinks he's already figured out where the Bat is. Since above, red eyes can be seen. Batman was sleeping as if he were a real bat. By shining a little light, the bats in the Batcave move aside. Tim wonders if this is really Bruce Wayne. This is too strange. Tim asks if he's okay. Bruce tells him he's never been better. What he's been doing is meditating. Since the power shift, he's been overwhelmed by his heightened senses. He could hear every sound in Gotham at once. It was driving him crazy. The cave has always been his refuge, never more than now. He's been studying the bats. They receive the sound bounce from their environment, blocking out all the noise to focus on what they need. He can actually hear them doing it now. All he had to do was learn to think like a bat. Combined with that and the meditation techniques he's practiced over the years, he's found his new focus. It's time to go out and patrol. Dawn will return. Robin says his bike is working again. He'll follow him on the ground. Batman tells him no, he has to stay here tonight. It will only cause him problems. Tim asks if he's kidding. Is he sure he hasn't lost his mind? Batman says Robin is out of context right now. He's not going to stop tonight. He'll start at the river and cover every inch of this city. He won't be able to keep up. He'll only be delaying him. Every night in Gotham, there's a place left unchecked, a crime left unpunished. That's because Gotham is too big for them. But tonight, he will clean the city once and for all. He can do it now because he has the abilities to achieve it. Meanwhile, in Metropolis, Superman stands atop the Daily Planet building. Lois Lane arrives with him. What's wrong with him? Does he miss the view he could have from above? Well, the truth is Superman misses it. Lois asks if he has to sit on the edge. Right now, he doesn't have powers, and it could be very dangerous for him. He just wanted to remember what it feels like to be high up. But all he manages to do is remember that he doesn't have powers. On top of that, under his clothes, he's still wearing his Superman suit. But why is he still wearing it? Clark says it's old habits. Lois tells him that she's the last person he owes an explanation to. He doesn't need to worry about Metropolis. Everything will be fine. Who knows how long this will last? His powers might return tomorrow. But in the meantime, she's sure he'll find something to keep him busy. On the streets of Gotham, a rumor circulates saying that Batman is everywhere. Criminals can't sell a single gram of drugs without him showing up. They say he's too fast, as strong as Superman. But how can that be possible? Is there evidence? Well, Jim Gordon has 25 criminals locked up who confirm those rumors. While at the top of the police station, Jim Gordon asks Batman what's going on. It even sounds different. Batman tells him it's complicated, but he's taking advantage of it. Gordon says it's the first night the police force hasn't received a single emergency call. The rats are scared. Batman knows they should be. It's not over yet. Usually, when the rats leave Gotham, he has to let them go. There's not enough time to chase them all, but that's over now. He can follow them wherever they go. Venom has returned to the streets, flourishing like water. A new, stronger, and more addictive mix. He'll have to tell his men to stay on watch. Meanwhile, the Bat tracks down the source. Sometime later, we're on a Caribbean island. Bane sits at a table with several Gotham villains. They're about to start discussing the business and benefits of a healthy black market. While they talk, the labs in his state are refining the next batch of the product. After dinner, they'll visit the labs. Something starts happening. Explosions can be heard outside the house. Many things are burning in flames. Bane knew this would happen. He knew he'd come. Stepping out of the house, he finds the bat symbol burning. Bane takes off his clothes. He's waiting. He's waiting for the bat to show up. But unfortunately for Bane, this time he won't be able to defeat him, because Batman arrives flying and delivers a hard blow to his chest. Bane is in front of him. The bat looks at him. He has evolved into something even bigger than before. And yet, through the years, they remain the same, great adversaries. The bat has to go and face him so he can combat with his new power. Bane is underestimating his rival. Batman grabs him by the neck and flies him through the house. While soaring through the skies, the bat delivers a hard punch. Bane is about to fall, but now it's him who grabs Batman by the neck and lands a blow. But the bat uses his heat vision to get him off. Bane tells him that it's not his new tricks that are impressing him. It's a new interior. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't need to. He can feel it. He's not holding back anymore like before. He's letting it out, accepting his power. Finally, now he knows what it means to be Bane. Now the bat has to try to break him. Well, if that's what Bane wants, then that's what will happen. Bane throws him and is about to attack Batman. But the bat just stands his ground and with a single punch, shatters Bane's mask, making him fall without his venom supply. Meanwhile, in Metropolis, Clark is on a date with Lois Lane. There's something strange about Superman, since he hears a noise. Lois asks if he's okay. Clark tells her he is, but he's sorry. He thought he heard something. It must be his mind playing tricks on him. Lois tells him that his mind should be focused on one thing, his first real date after several months. She thanks him for leaving his suit at her house. But as they pass through an alley, they encounter a robbery. Obviously, it doesn't matter if he has powers or not. Superman is in there and won't let something happen to an innocent girl. Superman runs and tells the criminal to leave the girl alone. Clark runs to defend the girl. The attacker hits him instead of the girl, and without his super strength, the bullet hits him right in the stomach, causing a terrible impact. Outside the planet, Batman watches everything. Bane was wrong. He's not losing control. He's just found it. He can hear everything. He can see everything. He can go anywhere. He'll finally be able to save his mother and father. He can save them all. While the bat stood outside the planet, shedding tears for his parents, the Man of Steel was bleeding too much. Lois just asks him to stay here with her. Later, Lois Lane and Superman are in an ambulance. Her husband, Superman, lost his powers a few days ago. It has happened before, and they always came back, but this time they didn't, and she can't stop thinking about what will happen if they don't return. What if, from now on, they have a normal life? The past few days have been like this, full of hope, full of dreams, full of long walks with her husband without being interrupted by disasters everywhere. Finally, after all this time, he's not a superhero, he's an icon. He's not the greatest hope of everyone. He's just her husband, a man, and now that he's received a mortal bullet, he's in the hospital bleeding a lot. While Superman is resting, some doctors outside the room comment that this guy is the spitting image of Superman, maybe without the bullet holes. A new person arrives. Kara Zor-El is here to visit her cousin. She is very desperate. Lois prevents them from letting her enter the room. Kara is crying and asks if Lois didn't call the Justice League of America. Maybe they could help. Lois tells her that they left the communicator at home. They just wanted to be normal people, just for one night. Lois had no idea of the consequences that could happen by being normal for just one night. Meanwhile, elsewhere, it's surprising what you can do in just one night. Tokyo, an apocalyptic cult targeting Ginza. The bat is still trying to handle the super strength. He doesn't need to break every bone of theirs. Serbia, ending a slavery network with a healthy exploitation business. Clients cry from the Kremlin to Street K. Batman's heat vision might be his favorite. It's so accurate. Now he heads to Sudan. Monsters are doing what they want to do. That will end right now. He shares the gift of flight with them, with a new perspective on things. He watches them fall and catches them just inches from impact. He's found new ways to infuse fear so they won't keep committing crimes. Batman took staying up all night very seriously. The sun has just caught him in Paris. For a moment, he thinks he should go back to Gotham, sleep a little, and eat something. Then he remembers that's something he never has to do again. He feels more energized than ever. Now he can't stop. While half the world is covered in darkness, he lets the sun chase him. His work still continues. Meanwhile, we're in space at the Watchtower. Kara is the one responsible for bringing Superman to this tower. With the Watchtower's technology combined with some medieval magical medicine, Tatana has just healed most of the damage. Lois asks how he's doing. Superman tells her he's grateful. Kara doesn't understand. Shouldn't the hospital be asking what happened to their patient? Tatana asks her to trust her. Their illusions pay their rent. They'll just remember they were transferred to a hospital closer to their home, which she believes is partially true. Flash asks Superman to relax. Does he want something, cereal or brownies? Green Lantern John Stewart asks Flash not to be having fun at Superman's expense. Anyway, he looks much better now. Zatanna tells them they need to make sure to keep him that way. The sooner he regains his powers, the better. That means they need to find Banshee. But what about Batman? How's he doing with this change? Wonder Woman comments that's the problem. They don't know. There's no sign of the Bat since they hurt Superman. He hasn't even responded to the Justice League signal. If this magic grants him his powers, there's no way to know what it might have done to his mind. The Bat surprises them. He's here. He knows what everyone is thinking. His power has gone to his head. Something typical, right? Superman tells him they're his friends and just want to know if he's okay. Batman tells him he's fine. He's never felt better. They haven't seen him because he's been busy, working, training. He's adapting to these new powers, making the best of them. Superman understands. He knows how difficult it is to adapt. Batman asks him not to be condescending. He doesn't understand. For him, it's not difficult. He always talks about not being human, about how his gifts are a curse. Superman tries to say a few words, but Batman interrupts him. Does he want to whine about being different? His powers are not a curse. They are what Batman has always wanted. Never having to stop, being everywhere at the same time, saving everyone. He never realized the responsibility the Man of Steel had with these powers. And the only thing he wanted was to be normal? Diana interrupts him. What he's saying doesn't make sense. He needs to calm down. Clark offers help, but Bruce didn't come here for help. He just came to ask them not to follow him. As long as he has these powers, he won't stop. The responsibility is too great. The chance to fix everything is too, not just in Gotham, not just in one place, but all over the world. The rest of them can do it during the day. When they find Banshee, they'll make the switch, but until then, he'll remain in the night. Super Batman leaves the Watchtower. Shortly after, we're in Gotham City. Selina is doing her routine work as every night. But someone arrives and asks her to return that crystal cat. Selina knows that deep, masculine growl. This is Super Batman, and he tells Selina to return that cat right now. Catwoman thinks he must be joking. She tries to pay the rent for the month. She has to apologize if she decides to borrow from a drug dealer's obsolete safe. Batman tells her that stealing is a crime and she will pay for it. Catwoman doesn't understand why Batman keeps calling her that name, Catwoman. She's Selina, and her dear sounds like a cop or something. She heard he's had some changes recently, but he's starting to scare her. Batman grabs her by the neck. It's true what they say, things have changed and now he sees them more clearly. He no longer has time to play with kittens. It's best if she goes to prison. Catwoman tries to defend herself and scratches Batman's chest. In response, the Bat slams her into a wall. The blow is brutal, enough to make Catwoman bleed. She doesn't understand. He's finally cleaned up Gotham, and she was the last one. She can't hear him, but he can hear her. Gotham is finally at peace. If Batman thought he could leave without fighting someone else, he was very wrong. Nightwing arrives and tells him to pick someone his size, while at the same time kicking him in the face. Batman felt that kick. He had forgotten what it felt like. Dick Grayson tells him to get up. He'll show him how he'll do it again. Batman doesn't want this. He doesn't want to fight his son. He can see his heart racing. Not only does he have adrenaline, but also fear. He knows this could end very badly for him. Nightwing asks if it could end like his fight with Bane. He heard what he did to him. If he hadn't been full of venom, he would have killed him. Wally told him what he said at the Watchtower. He's out of control, and he's going to stop him before he hurts anyone else. Batman thinks stopping him is just a joke. Nightwing is just a man. Superman used to think like him. He used to think that was enough. But how will he stop him? He's a super Batman. Nightwing tells him he had a good teacher and throws one of his staffs, but it misses. That's what Batman believes, as the staff bounces off the ceiling and hits the Bat in the back of the neck. Batman tries to end his son by using his heat vision, but Nightwing is too fast, and he misses. It seems that Nightwing might actually beat him in battle. At first, he delivers another hard blow to the face. Then, he grabs his cape and slams him against the ground. Batman goes wild and uses his heat vision. Nightwing is about to continue attacking, but Batman gives him a hard elbow. The elbow is so strong it knocks him out of the building. Batman flies out to grab him by the neck. Another hit, and he could kill him. Did he really think this would work against him? Nightwing asks if he doesn't remember. Superman's powers require solar rays, but he's been in the dark. He thought he'd have some chance. It's over for Nightwing. He'll leave him at the mansion. Alfred will help him. A little later, in the Batcave, Alfred tells Superman and Zatanna that Nightwing has multiple fractures and he's lost teeth. Under the circumstances, he's not sure if he'll ever forgive Master Bruce for this. Superman believes Bruce will never forgive himself. Whatever magic gave him his powers affected his mind. He's as much a victim as Dick, and they all need to help him. Meanwhile, Tim Drake has been trying to find him. With Zatanna's help, he's located all the magical activities on Earth. This is since the attack by Silver Banshee. He never thought he'd make a reference with Interpol and the Oblivion bar, but this is his best chance to locate Silver Banshee. Superman tells him he's done an excellent job. He won't rest until he finds her and makes her reverse the spell. Zatanna asks him to leave that to her and Robin. He's not in condition to go after Banshee. Superman says he's fine and isn't here to sit while Bruce is in trouble. Not having powers doesn't mean he can't go out and fight. Alfred expected him to react this way. He's prepared something for Master Clark. Without Bruce's love, he's had plenty of time and already knows what they say about idle hands. He thought it would be appropriate to equip him with the best protection needed. He used the materials available. Superman tells him this is perfect and puts on a bat suit with Superman's symbol. They need to go save their friend. Shortly after, we're in space. Batman feels really good. He feels restored, though there's something bothering him. He shouldn't have let Dick tell him he needed sunlight. He should have anticipated it himself. Once Batman absorbs some sunlight, he's about to return to Earth, but before he can do so, he receives a hard blow. The blow was so strong that Batman ends up being hit against the moon. Definitely, this is the strongest blow he's ever received in his life. Considering Clark doesn't have powers, this only leaves him with one possibility. This is Wonder Woman's work, and she's come to stop Batman. It's over for him. They need to take him to the tower and find a way to fix this. The Bat has to know they'll do this the easy way or the hard way. On the other hand, we return to Earth, to Elsewhere, a place full of magical beings from a pocket dimension. At Oblivion Bar, Clark mentions that this is his first bar fight. He may not have powers right now, but Alfred gave him this modified bat suit. The body armor is the only thing keeping his spine from being broken. That's not all. He's in this place with one of the most powerful witches in any dimension. Zatanna casts a spell, making everyone in the bar stop. The lady has great presence. She tells them they should be ashamed. This is a place to make friends, not to beat each other up. Now, everyone must have a drink with the person they were fighting with to relax a bit. The fight is over, and they finally see the person they were looking for. Superman wonders if she's really Silver Banshee. She responds that she used to be, but now she just goes by Siobhan. She asks Superman if they know each other, as she seems to remember seeing his face somewhere else. Clark tells her not exactly, and then asks how she got that amulet. Siobhan tells him that with that amulet, she got the body she always wanted, but it came with a price. Now, she can't take it off. The amulet weighs heavily, and she's very weak. Zatanna realizes that this is the work of a parasitic curse. This could be a problem for anyone, but not for Zatanna, since the necklace is not immune to her magic tricks. After casting a spell, Zatanna frees the real Silver Banshee. Now that they've gotten the magical amulet, they know what happened to Batman. When the Bat was exposed to the magic of the brooch, he made his deepest wish, the power to save the world. But in exchange for that, the brooch took something from Batman and struck him back with a vengeance. Back on the moon, Wonder Woman and the Justice League are fighting Batman. They're treating him like a beginner villain, holding back their punches and that pity. They're trying to stop the only true hope this world has. If they insist on fighting, then he'll respond the same way. They're not bad people, they're heroes, but if they try to stop him from doing something greater, then he won't hold back. It's time to bring out his intellect. They need to remember they're not fighting Superman, they're fighting Batman. Diana is the first to be knocked down, and he'll send her flying through space until she hits the Earth's atmosphere. She'll survive, but that'll give him enough time to deal with the others. To take down Red Tornado, he just needs to destroy his CPU with his heat vision. He'll be fine, they can fix it later. For Hawkgirl, he only had to take her oxygen. This forces John Stewart to stop and help her. Green Lantern doesn't have the power to give oxygen, so he also takes Firestorm out of the battle, who must use his powers to help her. Now only Kara and Hal Jordan remain. Kara tells him that they're not going to fight him, but that doesn't mean they'll let him do whatever he wants. Suddenly, something starts happening to Batman. Everyone is talking to him, but he seems not to care, as there are voices only he is hearing. The voices tell him to stop. Everything that's happened isn't his fault. Batman wonders if it's his parents who are speaking to him. Hal tries to talk to Batman, but the Bat gets upset and asks what kind of trick this is. How did they manage to make his parents call him? Hal tells him to stop. He's been through this same situation. Batman tells him that's a lie. Jordan never could handle that power. He was weak, and that's why he almost killed them all. Batman is not like him. Bruce has the willpower that Hal will never have. Batman realizes that, since they can't stop him with brute force, they're now trying to stop him by playing with his mind, but that's not going to work. Even so, Batman heads to Earth. His super hearing has located the source of the voices, and all of this leads him directly to Crime Alley, the darkest corner of Gotham City, where Batman was born the night his parents died. Suddenly, Batman's parents appear behind him. Thomas tells him they're proud of him. He's done a lot of good for the world. Thanks to Bruce saving the world, he's managed to bring his parents back to life. Batman hugs them. He did this for them, and now they're safe. There's something wrong here. His parents begin to disappear. Batman starts crying and asks them not to go. They have to stay with him. They can't leave him alone. His parents disappear, and Clark appears to tell him that he's not alone. In fact, he's never been. Clark has the Cotter amulet in his hands. They can end all of this and return his powers. Batman tells him this is all his fault. Superman has always complained about not being human, but now that he doesn't have powers, he's begging to get them back. The powers in Superman are nothing but a waste. He spends half of his life pretending to be human, while criminals are out there killing people. He will be the one to use his powers correctly and never stop. Clark tells him that's the problem. He's hurting himself, and he's running out of people. It's time to fix things. Suddenly, Batman takes the amulet from Clark and delivers a hard knee to Superman. Once he leaves him wounded on the ground, he takes the amulet and breaks it. Finally, both are what they were always meant to be, and that will be the case forever. Clark has to go back to his wife and work. The world will be safe from now on. It's at this moment that Superman signals, and Zatanna appears with the real amulet to bury it in Batman's chest, all while reciting the required incantation for it to work. It seems like it's all over. Batman realizes that they've saved him, and everything has returned to normal. Batman can't feel his powers, and on the contrary, Superman has regained his. Sometime later, we're on the moon. Batman now has a calm mind and asks Superman if all of that with the fake amulet and the illusion of his parents was Clark's idea. Superman tells him yes. After all, they had to be close for it to work, so he dragged him into a fight to carry out his plan. He did whatever was necessary, used Batman's memories with his parents to provoke an emotional response, made Batman land a punch that nearly killed him, and then switched powers with the amulet. He really thought about what Batman would have done. Clark was Batman for that moment. But Batman got the worst part. The amulet gave him powers in exchange for taking something from him, and that's why he lost control. The Justice League understood that quickly, and that's why they stopped him. And what was it that the amulet took from Batman? Well, it took the real Bruce Wayne, but now they have him back. Once they return to Earth, Batman wonders if he really wants those powers, while Superman admits that he wants to have a normal life. One misses the power, and the other will always have, deep down in his heart, the desire to be a normal person. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TJ Prime, and see you in the next video.